And we are live.
Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody. So
Thank you.
Thank you. Today, and what we're going to talk about today is our elevator pitch. Why do we call it an elevator pitch?
It's short.
It is short. Yeah, you meet somebody on an elevator. You've got until the doors open back up to make your introduction, to build some value, to interest them in you, to make a connection with them. And so, how do we do that? Well, an elevator pitch is a succinct and persuasive sales pitch, okay? And there's tons of places where we're going to use it. Are there lots of times where we're going to need a quick minute, 2-minute introduction, right?
Yeah.
If we're in a networking environment, if we're at, even at family events and family barbecue and things like that, you've got those relatives that you haven't seen in a long time. You're meeting somebody at the bowling league for the first time. This is when this is going to be applicable, because you've only got, you think about it, how much time do you have to grab somebody's attention before mentally they've checked out of the conversation, right? So, first, let's think about our objectives. Well, as with any lead generation activity, we want to get an appointment, okay? So we need to have something clever enough, interesting enough, with enough value that if somebody has a need right now, they're going to want to engage in a conversation, and then we can steer it toward getting an appointment. 2, get a referral, right? Oh, that's what you do. Hey, I know somebody right now that you need to be talking with. It's a good thing I met you today. That's what the reaction that we're looking to get. In worst case scenario, we are talking about when we met somebody for the first time. We want it to be interesting enough that we get their information so we can follow up with them. Even if they don't have a need right now, they're going to have a need in the future, or someone they know is going to have a need in the future. And so, create mind share. What makes it a memorable experience? You only got to talk to somebody for 120 seconds. Did you make an impression on them? Okay? We need it to be unique enough, distinct enough, interesting enough that they're not going to forget about you after they meet 2 more people at the party. Right? They're going to leave and they're going to remember, oh yeah, I remember Trey. Okay? So, I thought this was pretty cute. I've got an elevator pitch, an escalator pitch, and just to be safe, a stairway pitch. Okay? And I throw this slide in there to remind you that you can have a generic elevator pitch, but always think about the environment you're going into. At your family reunion, you may have a different pitch than when you're going to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. Okay? So you want to think about who your audience is going to be whenever you're going to be going into that environment. What's my objective? What is it I'm going to accomplish with it? So that could be a Christmas party. That could be you're out with the kids at the pool. Okay, you're in line at Kroger. How is it that I can potentially engage with people? And it might be different at different ones. So you're going to have a lot of different questions. An example of an elevator pitch where this is going to come up very often. Hi, I'm Trey. It's nice to meet you. What do you do? Okay, thinking in a business environment. Okay, I'm at a networking meeting. I'm at a Chamber of Commerce. I'm at some professional event. And even just if I meet somebody new and I'm trying to get to know them, people like to talk about themselves.
Right.
Well, I love this question. So what do you do?
Right.
Because after they answer it, what do they ask?
What do you do?
What do you do? And they just gave me permission to talk about what I do. So let's look at some of the ways that we might answer this question. And you guys will understand as we go through this how powerful words are, okay? And how important it is to have the right elevator pitch. So somebody asks you, what do you do? And you say, I'm a real estate agent.
That ends the conversation.
Yeah. How interesting is that?
Not.
Do most people assume they know what a real estate agent does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do most people know a real estate agent?
No.
You don't think most people know one?
Oh, no one, yes.
They know a real estate agent.
Many, probably.
So, did you do anything to help
Different.
yourself stand out, to create mind share, to build a relationship with that answer? Okay? I'm in real estate. Can you see yourself answering that question? So what do you do? Well, I'm in real estate. You know? Well, are you an investor? Are you an agent? Are you a property manager? Are you... There's lots of things that are in real estate. That's so generic, and so they don't know where a need could possibly be filled. They don't know how you might fit into their life. So that's a terrible answer.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just a real estate agent.
Oh, no.
Okay? What did we just do?
Yes.
I'm just. Why
Okay,
ever
think
put a
less.
limit or a cap? Immediately, I told them it's okay for you to think less than me. Now, if you want to say I'm just a car salesman, I'm with you. So, but I'm just a real estate. That's a terrible. But how often do we find ourselves in that situation? And where I caution you guys is very often, and I know we all have these days where I don't want to engage with other people, right? I want to be polite, okay? I'm going to respond, but I don't want the conversation to continue.
Right.
This is what you say.
Yeah.
Okay? And you instinctively say it, okay? Because you really don't want the conversation to go on. We've got to change our mindset. We always want the conversation to go on. And if we get in a habit of saying this, this is going to be our automatic response. If we have a pre-made response, one that we use all the time,
Yeah.
well, even if we're not feeling it and we respond with our well put together pitch, what happens? Even if our tone's not quite right, even if we're not quite as engaged, if I've got the right verbiage, it shifts me and puts me into the right mindset, because now it's like I'm putting on my game face.
Yeah.
Okay? And even if I don't deliver it quite as well as I would if I were feeling like
100%.
100%, I still got an opportunity to engage with it.
Right.
Yeah. So I work at Keller Williams.
Doesn't tell them
Okay?
anything.
That doesn't tell them anything. But can you not see agent after agent giving this as a response?
Yeah.
Okay? So I tell you these things so you guys realize how you may be selling yourself short in your engagement. I feel like I'm meeting a bunch of people, but I never get into the right conversations. You're probably saying something along these lines.
Right.
Or I'm a school teacher, but I also sell houses.
Right.
Okay? Well, do I want you selling my house?
No.
No. Okay? You gotta have a mindset that real estate is your number one priority. Even if you have that other job,
Yeah.
we wanna make sure that we have real estate as our first priority. Do I need to engage with other people about being a teacher?
Not in this conversation, though.
Not in this conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm out and I'm trying to build my real estate business, but I'm
Yeah.
a school teacher, when I get out into environments, do I need to be telling people I'm
No.
a school teacher? No, I need to be telling them that I'm in real estate. I just got my real estate license. All right. I remember we've got spectators on Facebook, so you guys have had yours for a little while. But does this build value? Does this create interest?
No, and it also makes you feel like, I just got my real estate license. Not very confident.
Yeah, that I'm not valid
Yeah.
yet. I'm not empowered yet. So what makes up a good elevator pitch? So, one, your name. Okay? Don't forget to tell people who you are. Okay? Very often we get really busy talking, but we never introduce ourselves. We want to answer their question, and we don't tell them who we are. So, your hook. What is it that's going to grab their attention? Okay? It's like the going to the mall and going into the Gap, and they ask, can I help you find anything? What do you say?
No.
I'm just looking, right? It's because we've got an automated response to it. They're telling us exactly what we expected to hear, and we just dismiss it, okay? So the hook is, what is it we're saying that they weren't expecting to hear? What is it we're saying that gets them to pay attention right out of the gate, okay? And I'm gonna give you guys some examples so you have an idea of that. Tell them what you do, okay? people don't go around and say, what's your job title? Right? That's not why people are talking to you. They don't want to know what your job title is. What do they want to know?
What you do.
What you
What
do.
you do. Okay? That needs to be part of that elevator pitch. What is it that you actually, what is your capacity to potentially help them? Who you do it for. Okay? And that can be geographic, that can be in a financial situation, that can be related to an occupation, but give them a range so they know whether they fall into that group or they don't fall into that group. Okay? Where you do what you do, so the geography of where you are, and what makes you unique. Okay, all of those are great components of a good elevator pitch. So, and then lastly, a call to action. That's perfect. So thinking back to what our objectives were for having an elevator pitch, what were the things we were wanting to have? So we talked about call to action.
Succinct and persuasive pitch.
Yeah, but what was the objective? So that's what it is. We want to get an appointment, get a referral, or get their contact information.
Yeah.
So that call to action is us taking to that next step and asking them to be able to connect with them. Either connect with them through an appointment, connect with them by helping a friend and getting that friend's information, or connecting with them by getting their contact information. So, here's some ideas for you. What if somebody said, what do you do? And you said, I'm a matchmaker. I help match people with their perfect home. Think you might get some different responses than I'm just a real estate agent? Okay. Take a look at the next one. I'm a first-time home buyer specialist. While I help all kinds of people buy and sell their homes, I make it a priority to know all about the current first-time home buyer programs available. Does somebody know what they do?
Yeah.
Do they know if they fit in that category or not? Yeah. Can somebody start envisioning themselves who they might know that they can connect you with, or whether or not they're a good connection for it? Okay. I specialize in working with high net worth individuals to locate and acquire their next or their second home in the metro Atlanta market. What kind of an agent am I? Am I just a real estate agent? No,
You're specialized.
I'm a luxury agent.
Specialized.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
To be honest, I'm a bit of a rare bird. Believe it or not, I'm actually a real estate agent that answers their phone. How's that for amazing? Do you think that starts a conversation? Yeah, so what do you do? Well, actually, I'm a rare bird. I'm actually a real estate agent that answers their phone. How's that for amazing? So it engages the conversation. That's the hook. Okay. Well, one of the most stressful things that many people ever have to deal with is buying or selling a home. I pride myself on a realtor as making it as stress-free as possible. Do you think people that have worries and concerns and fears around buying or selling real estate will resonate with them? Absolutely. Okay. Well, another one. I have the good fortune to work with the #1 happiest. It was number 3. We got promoted. The #1 happiest company to work for in America, the #1 training company in the world, and the largest real estate company in the world. I get a chance every day to help people move on to their next chapter by helping them buy or sell their home. Is that the answer somebody was expecting? No. Does it validate you? Could a brand new agent, no experience, no history, say this? It'd be 100%.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. You don't have to have experience to use this. You are actively out there working to help people buy and sell their home, and you're with Keller Williams, so everything in there is true. All right. What do you do? Well, most homeowners only move about every 7 to 10 years. As I'm sure you know, buying or selling a home has a lot of moving parts and can be somewhat complicated. As a realtor, I get a chance every day to help people move on to their next chapter by handling all the details when they buy or sell their home. So I take that conversation a slightly unexpected direction, show why they want to know me or why somebody they know wants to know me, and then tell them what I do. Okay? How about this? This one's for me. I'm Trey. I work with newer agents and other agents that aren't quite where they want to be in their business, develop the skills, tools, and business plan they need to reach their personal goals. I'm sure you probably know a few real estate agents, right? Who do you know on that list that might be struggling a bit in their business right now? Okay? I'm trying to make those connections. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's where there's a call to action in there. I'm wanting them to think about who it is that they know. And then if they give me a name, I want to get their name, get their number, get their phone. If they can't think of anybody, what do you think I want? Their name and email and address so I can follow up with them in case they meet somebody in the future. Okay? So now it's your turn. I want you guys to take the next 10 minutes and I want you to work on writing yours. Okay? And then we're going to talk about them and what we can do to make them better. All right?
Can we use some of your verbiage?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Steal anything of mine. That's it is not unique to me. It is there to help you guys. You guys on Facebook, take the next 10 minutes to work on yours too. And I will start back at 1:35 for everybody. So you actually get 12 minutes. How's that work?
Good.
All right. Good.
Send these two.
are we doing, guys?
Good.
All right, 2-minute warning. So Beverly, what do you do?
It's crazy, right? Just like trying to.
Well, you know, I like the, what you said that you had up on the board there about helping, people move to the next chapter.
That's not a great
No,
response.
but I'm
We're-
saying.
We're in the middle of role play.
I know.
So
Well,
what do you do?
well, hi, my name is Beverly, and what I do is I pride myself into helping people move to their next chapter by helping them buy or sell their home.
That is fantastic.
I wouldn't say I pride myself, that's really not my word. I was trying to think of something else to put there that would, just for me, that's really not what I would say, but I was trying to think of something to make it just me. But I
Okay.
like how that sounds, but that's really not.
Well,
me.
how does it make you feel to help people?
Oh, I feel privileged, and
All right, so what about that? It's
was
my
gonna say-
privilege to help
I
people
was gonna
move
say
on
that, but I
to.
thought that might sound kind of wimpy, maybe, or kind of
No.
no. That's what I would say.
Sounds
It's
good.
my privilege.
Yes.
So let me start again.
It sounds like
So it could be your privilege,
So I would say
your
my
honor.
privilege, yeah. And I was gonna say
You
honor.
can take a tremendous amount of joy out of.
Yes.
Find the verbiage that works for you that you can say over and over and over again.
So that sounds really good.
Yes. Yeah.
Funny Charlie.
Okay. Well, Beverly, it's nice to meet you. What do you do?
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you too. Well, what I do is I am honored and privileged to help people move to their next chapter by helping them buy or sell their home.
That's fantastic. Get rid of the well.
Okay.
That's a pause. That's a filler word.
Okay.
That shows a lack of confidence.
Oh,
You know,
I want that.
it's like,
Okay.
well, you know, if you have to pause,
Just pause.
fill it either with a sentence
Okay.
and say, I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
Collect your thoughts. And the thing is, whenever you're public speaking, when you're ever in front of someone or in front of a group, in your mind, pauses sound massively long. When you're on the phone, it feels like pauses are massively long.
Yeah.
But what you'll notice is, as I've been telling you this, I keep pausing over and over again, collect my thoughts about what I'm going to say next, and then I say it. Okay? Instead of saying, well, yeah, just pause and make a habit out of that pause, and it will come across a lot better in your delivery. So Raquel, it's nice to meet you. What do you do?
I'm Raquel. I'm a bilingual real estate agent. I'm honored to serve. Oh, let me go back. Because
This is why we role play and practice, right?
Okay, I'm Raquel. I'm a bilingual real estate agent. I'm an honor to work, serve families to buy or sell their properties. And just to make it no.
Just read it, read it.
Okay,
Read it.
let me read it. I'm Raquel. I'm a real estate agent. I'm an honor to serve families to buy or sell their properties and make it the most memorable experience of their lives. To accomplish that, I have the good fortune to work with the #1 international real estate company, Keller Williams. And I would like to have like an ending statement, like I don't know what, to get their contact or their referrals, or I don't know what you suggest.
So my suggestion is move the I'm a bilingual real estate agent to the end.
Okay.
So if instead you started that with, I'm Raquel, it's my honor to serve families, buyers, and make it the most memorable experience of their lives. To accomplish that,
I have the good fortune to work with the international company.
yeah, you scribbled and.
I know it is.
It's not the easiest read.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. I'm lucky enough to work with the #1 company, real estate company, Keller Williams. And something that's different about me from most real estate agents, I'm bilingual. So I'm able to help both your Spanish-speaking clients or Spanish-speaking friends and family as well as your English-speaking. Because just to say I'm bilingual, that isn't enough. Bilingual in what? Because for all I know, you could be Russian and English, or
That's true. Yeah.
Portuguese in English. Because I'm not savvy enough to know the difference between a Portuguese and a Hispanic accent. So make sure they know that it's Spanish speaking in your case. And Karen, it's nice to meet you. What do you do?
Nice to meet you. Well, I have a great career that lets me focus on what I love the most, helping people. I do this by educating them in the process of buying or selling their home. And I specialize in first-time home ownership. I left out some words here. I do this by working with the #1 international real estate company in the world. Do you know anyone who would benefit from my expertise?
I love it. I love it.
What
The
would
only
you
thing
add?
that I would add, read it to me again, because there's one part in there. Oh, that I specialize in first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Add in there, while I work with all types of buyers and
Okay.
sellers. Because if you only tell me I specialize in first-time home buyers and I'm buying my 3rd house,
That's it.
I may think you're not the right one for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. I do this by educating them in the process of buying or selling their home, and I specialize in first-time home buyers.
No, but he says why I.
No, I know, but I already. So what I'm doing is, see, I kind of already said that, or maybe I should
So,
put while I.
Yeah, my name's Karen. I have a great career. Lets me focus on what I love most, helping people. I do this by educating my clients, maybe,
Okay.
throughout the process of buying or selling their home, period.
Okay.
While I work with all types of buyers and
Oh,
sellers,
gotcha. Oh,
I'm really passionate about working with first-time home buyers.
That sounds good.
Okay.
That will help bring it, because again, that specialized, it's a great word, but if that's your specialty, right, if you say, I have a real heart for working with people that are first time, or I'm passionate about working with first time home
Yeah.
buyers, it doesn't kind of give that same exclusion that it does to everybody else.
Right. Okay.
That makes sense?
Huh.
Okay, alright, huh?
Very, very good.
Good. Alright, well, we're ready for the bonus round. There was the reminder stuff, things you wanted there. So you guys did good. You got nice hooks in the beginning. You do a much better job of explaining what you do than I'm just a realtor. And I encourage you guys, keep playing with these until you get it refined, and then practice it with each other. Get a hold of each other and practice it so that you don't have to think about what you're saying. Okay? It just rolls off your tongue. And it might be a little bit different when you say it, but you're gonna get 90% of it because you've said it 100 times. It's just like even when you sing your favorite song, do you sometimes forget a verse? You know, and it's okay. You still did a really good job singing the song. Right? You keep going. That's exactly right. So for the bonus round, I now know that you're a real estate agent. What's my next question gonna be?
Who do you know?
No.
Yeah, I just met you at a party. You just told me you're a real estate agent. Okay? With your great script, I'm now kind of engaged and I want the conversation to continue. What's the most common question you get asked next?
How's the market?
How's the market? That is exactly right. Okay? So the fact that we know that question's coming, okay, we have to be prepared for that. Okay? So this is another little script that you need to have. Okay? So how would you answer right now?
Well, it's great. It's the right time.
Is the market ever bad?
No.
No. The market is always great. It's always great. There's always opportunities
It's the
in
best
real
time
estate.
of the year.
The rates are low.
So
Well,
Oh, I was gonna say the rates are very low. It's a great time to buy.
okay. Well, what about selling?
Or so.
You don't know
it's-
yet
well,
that I'm selling.
Well, I said, and. you
So
know,
I said,
and-
how's the market right now?
And it's a sales market. It will be a great time to put your house on the market.
Oh, so if I'm a buyer, it's not a good time for me.
no, just kidding.
No, I ask these questions because think about how the reaction it's going to be.
Well,
And
you
this is
know,
the
I-
reason we
yeah,
practice and
okay,
role play
yeah.
this, is so that you have an answer that works.
Okay. For sellers, it's for sellers, it's a great time to put your house on the market. It is a seller's market. And for buyers, the rates are really low. It's a great time to purchase a home now because we don't know what's going to happen a week from now or next month. But right now, the rates are really good.
And you've got an opportunity to lock them in for the next 30 years. So,
Was that
yeah.
okay?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to go a little bit different in the way that I answer it, but
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with your answer.
Well,
And that's good to keep the question. But that kind of also closed the conversation, right? They got the answer they were looking for. Now they may move on to something else. Okay? You may have created some interest with them, and if they do have an interest in buying or selling, you know, they may say, well, tell me more about it. So again, nothing wrong with what
Okay,
you said.
but how
You did a
would you-
really good job. I would say that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Matter of fact, why did you ask? Have you been thinking about buying or selling a home? Okay?
Why you ask that?
Huh?
Well, what was the answer?
No, that's a
Why-
great question. Why do you ask that? Have you been thinking about buying or selling a
You
home?
asked that before.
Before I answer the question. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
great
Are
question.
you thinking?
Why do you ask that? Have you been thinking about buying or selling a home? Okay. And the reason I've in that way, have you been thinking about buying or selling a home? What's the answer to that? You know, I've given them pretty much just two options to give. If I say, well, why do you ask that? What do you think the answer I'm going to get is?
I just want to know.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I'm just curious, yeah.
So, but when I phrase it that way, you know, why have you been thinking about buying or selling a home?
So it's like a
I'm
question with the answer.
steering them to give me the
So
answers I want to lead it on. Now, how I answer that question,
is that
if they say, well, we've been talking about selling our home. Now, exactly what you said is exactly when I can talk about the seller. If they said, well, yeah, we're thinking about buying, we're first time home buyers, you know, now I've got a little bit different answer.
one
So-
answer or other, like it depends.
Yes, that's right.
So, and if they ask, say it again. What'd you say?
What it,
Oh, yeah, how I respond depends on how they respond.
yeah, exactly,
to
yeah,
what
yeah,
they
like
say.
exactly.
And you may get an answer back that somebody says, you know, no, we haven't been thinking about it. I was just curious. No, That's fantastic. Well, let me tell you what's going on. And then I would give both sides
Okay.
to that question, just so they know that there's opportunities on both sides of that equation.
Makes a lot of sense.
Okay? And then ask them, as my close for that, well, since you're not thinking about it, do you know of anybody that you might need to connect me with that's been
Depends on
thinking
them.
about buying or selling that I could help?
That is so good. I would have thought that to do that. That's really good. I like that.
That's why we come to these classes. So to pick up new ideas. So, what are some other potential answers to how's the market? Not just a question, if we needed to describe today's market, what are some of the things that we want to tell people about today's market?
The opportunities, the programs they have out there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Buyers, yeah.
For first-time home buyers, there's some great programs out there. If I knew that they were a first-time home buyer, being ready to talk about,
Investors and what
we
it,
might have a different answer for investors.
because like
Okay,
sometimes you
because
know,
rent prices have continued, while home sales prices have pushed up and up, the rent prices have pushed up and up. And the rents are going up faster than the increases in prices of homes. So it is a great time to invest in real estate.
Would you say that for investors? What would you say?
That's what I'd say for investors, yeah. Is rents have continued to push up and up. Because what do investors care about? What they're gonna be able to rent that property for.
when they
Okay.
ask you for, you know, what it would be, like your suggestion and, for, to buy or refinance, like is it the time to refinance or to buy? Like, you know, a lot of people ask that, like, you know, I wanted it to refinance or what do you think it would be better to buy, to sell and buy?
And Raquel, without knowing more about your personal situation, it's really hard for me to answer that.
Okay,
And without doing a little bit of research, I think it's gonna be really hard for you to answer
Okay.
that. And if you would like, what I'd love to do is, if you'll give me your address, I'll go back and do some research on what we might potentially be able to sell your property.
in your personal.
And I could come and see your house and sit down and talk with you about that as one option. And then we can compare that to what would refinancing look like.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've got some time available Thursday or Friday evening, which of those works better for you? Okay? Remember, my objectives are always get the appointment, get the
Get the-
referral, or
okay,
build
the
the relationship. Yeah. And so every conversation that I have is with one of those three objectives, and it just depends on where do I see light? Where's the opportunity for me to do it? If I see a place that I may potentially be able to help you, and understand, you don't have this mindset because you want the check, okay? It's not about you and you having a listing or you having a buyer. If you just figure out how can I help people,
Yeah.
and you look for opportunities, how can I help them? The idea is, like the person that you just asked about, I don't know whether to sell,
Or
some house and
refinance.
buy or refinance. I don't care which one they do. I'm happy with
To just-
either
to have
one of
you.
those. I wanna help them make a good decision.
Good.
And if that's my objective, is to help people make good decisions on where they go in their life, I'm gonna wind up with business, okay? Because if I came and I sat down and we had a good conversation and we looked at the different options and it makes more sense for them to refinance, are they gonna appreciate me
Yes,
helping them do that?
and I
And
you feel
then-
better, well, you know, like a personal, you feel better.
Absolutely.
I think,
Absolutely.
you know, I'm glad to hear that because I feel that way, you know, like I'm not more like for, you know, how much I'm gonna get, it's just like you know, how you can help, you know, that person
Well,
buy yourself.
that's how you build your referral network. That's how you build your repeat business. You know, if people feel like their agent only cares about getting paid, they're never gonna refer that agent. You know, that's never gonna help you build your business. You're not gonna have raving fans out there. The ones that care about them and wanna help them, those are the ones that people become raving fans of, and they're like, you don't need to talk to anybody else. You've gotta call and talk to Trey. That he will take care of whatever it is, he's gonna have the answer for you, or he's gonna know where to find you, or he's gonna know the right person to introduce you to, okay? That's the kind of people you wanna have out there, and the more of those you can create, the bigger your business is gonna get, and the faster it's gonna get there.
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. So let's talk about other things for a buyer. What's going on in the marketplace that a buyer would be of value to them right now?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great first-time home buyer.
Okay, first-time home buyer programs.
But what
Okay,
about a regular buyer?
okay.
Like a location.
What do we have right
location-
now?
Locations or?
We have great rates.
With
Right
great
now.
rates,
The
yeah.
mortgage rates are great.
But I didn't know if we had any good programs.
Not programs. I mean, because really a first-time home buyer program, all that is a different loan package.
Oh, gotcha.
If you think of it that way,
Yeah.
there's some down payment assistance when you get this
Oh,
loan.
okay.
Okay, it's because if you think of that assistance as contributions to closing,
And for this, we have to
That-
kind of
that's
check
kind of
every
what it
day on the market,
So-
how's the rates, right? Like, to be able to be updated with the rates out there.
yeah, and not necessarily every day, but every week we need to know where rates are
Like
going.
how,
And like they were talking about today, Karen, they've got 0% down conventional loan programs now.
Yeah, now did they mean for everyone or for just first-time home buyers?
The one they were talking about today was for first time home buyers, but they are now out there for everyone as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
so see conventional.
go sit down and talk to your lenders, whoever your preferred lender is, and find out, hey, what are the best loan programs right now for
First one.
first time home buyers, what
Or
are the best
regular
loan programs for regular buyers? Know where your USDA areas are, okay, because those are 100%. Know what the loan limits are, or income limits are on those, because you're gonna talk to a lot of people that they don't make a small enough amount of money that they're able to take advantage of a lot of those programs. But what do they care about? Low down payments, low rates, and knowing what's available there. The other thing that's would be important to buyers right now, we've been in low inventory status. We're seeing a little bit of inventory grow again. So it's not as challenging right now to find a great home. There's more new construction
It's a lot
taking
of
place.
construction, yeah.
And so there's lots of great opportunities to find
New homes.
good new construction with some really nice incentives with those. So those are things that they're gonna appeal to them. What's gonna appeal to a seller right now?
So seller,
Yeah.
It's a competitive market.
It's still a
It's a
competitive
competitive
market
market, yeah.
that we are seeing multiple offers on properties, and the days on market
How
are
many days
still
on
the
it?
lows.
Yeah.
You know,
how fast I can sell.
yes, they're able to sell quickly. So, and they have a little more control. So if they need a little bit longer of a closing time, they want a really fast closing time, the sellers are dictating what happens in the marketplace right now. So those are all great answers. All right, guys, did we learn something new today?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Excellent.
And, thank you so much for your time.
You are very welcome. I'm glad you guys came.
It's first time that I can.
Glad if anybody joined in on Facebook.
And you should come. It's awesome, first time, but it's nice.